Hi, I've had some questions about how to read this topographic map in your assignment. So I wanted to make sure I covered some of the questions for you. This is the topographic map. If you look over here on the right, you'll see a plus and minus sign and smaller, larger. So let's see what happens when we get larger. You see this? You can see the numbers better. Now these lines on the map that are here right now are UTM, or Universal Transverse Mercator lines. Ignore them for now. They are not what we're doing in this assignment. But look up here in the corner and you can see 118 degrees, 45 minutes. And if you come across here, you're getting smaller because where's the prime meridian? It's over in the east compared to us. So that's where the numbers start. So if you want to think of it as a number line, the positive numbers are on the east and we're in the negative numbers on the west. So it's getting larger as you move from the east to the west. So you'll see 118 degrees, 45 minutes. You move 2.5 or 2 minutes, 30 seconds, 2.5 degrees, and here's 42:30. And there's a little hash mark. And you keep moving, and down here across the bottom is a bar where you can keep moving across the top, and you go less 2 minutes, 30 seconds, that's going to be 40, and sure enough, here's 40. So if you're going to estimate with these maps, because you can't use a ruler on them per se because of the scale, what I want you to do is estimate. So half of 2 minutes and 30 seconds is 1 minute and 15 seconds. So halfway between these two here is at about here. So if you have something that's about here, you're going to look down this area because these lines are your longitude lines going up and down, measuring your east and west. So if you come down here at about halfway in between, there's Summit Lake, there's Fresno County here, there's Muriel Lake, there's some features in here. And the features I've asked you to find are going to be easy to find because again, this is a graph, but I've made it to points where it's not a whole bunch of things in one place. Now let's look at the latitude lines. And one thing you'll notice over here is that there's 32 degrees, 15 seconds. When you come down, there's 12 degrees, 30 seconds. And if you move over, you'll see this hash mark. That hash mark at Goethe Glacier is taking this section right here, 42:30 to 45 and 37:15 down to 37:12:30 and making it a 2 minute, 30 second map, 2.5 minutes, so that you can look in this whole area. If you've got you're learning estimating in this particular exercise, you can confine yourself to a 2 minute, 30 second area. So that should make things a little bit easier for you. But every 2 minutes and 30 seconds, there's another hash mark in the latitude. So here's another one at 10. And look, there's the little plus symbol right there. That little hash mark is to tell you that you've gone another 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the inside. And we move to the bottom here. And here's your 37:07:30. And here's 118:45. 118:45 is the same as at the top. So that's this line up and down. Whereas the 37:07:30, that's 37 degrees, 7 minutes, 30 seconds, is the one that's increasing as you move north. Now, some of the other things you'll see on this map, here is the projection for the Universal Transverse Mercator, and it says it's in zone 11 south. This is to make corrections for your compass because magnetic north is not exactly north. Here's your scale. 1 to 24,000 means 1 inch to 24,000 inches on the Earth. 1 inch on the map to every 24,000 inches, or represents 24,000 inches on the Earth. Or you could do meters to meters. Remember, scale is same to same. But down here you have this area that has these linear scales, and the linear scales tell you about miles or meters or kilometers or feet. And then below that, you have the contour intervals. And the contour interval on this map is 40 feet. What does that mean? That is these brown lines. You can see my cursor going back and forth. These brown lines, every line represents 40 feet between each one. Now, notice here how dark it gets when you've got something very close together. That means that there's 40 feet of elevation change every time these lines happen. So you're getting further and further and steeper along here. But look what happens down here in the valley. They're way far apart. That means that this area is not as steep, not steep at all. It's probably fairly flat. And then some of the other features you'll see here is, here's a glacier. You'll see it's a little blue hashing marks here. That shows glaciation. Whereas the light blue here, this shows lakes. Another feature on this map, as you move over, this is the state of California. This little dot is where Mount Darwin is. You move down here, this shows you that the center map is Mount Darwin. But say that you had a trail you were following and, oh no, it goes off this map right here and you're somewhere down here. You know you can go here, look down, and that Mount Goddard is the next map that you'd have to get in this series so that you could have the whole area. The next thing shows you the different types of roads shown on topo maps, including the interstate, the primary roads, this sort of thing, four-wheel drive roads and trails. They're basically, some of them are trails, but you got local and state roads, interstate road maps, that sort of thing. And then it tells you to check with the local Forest Service unit for current travel conditions and restrictions. And that is because most of this is in the Forest Service purview. And then finally, the name of the map and the year that this was updated. Now, a lot of the maps are being updated further on GIS, which is Geographic Information Systems. But this map is a copy of a paper map that we have in the lab. So you're getting the same map that we would normally be using. So that's the tour of the USGS topographic map.